Welcome to this Peripatech video on loops in Garageband. This is the second video in the series. The first one we had a look at how to use loops with an instrument using the keyboard recording a bass line. This one is purely using loops, so no instruments at all, just using what Garageband has to offer. So we're going to open an empty project here. We're not actually going to use any tracks, but it has to be a track to open it. We're going to just create an audio track, and we're just going to be using the loops up here. So we're going to click on the loops, and we're going to start off with a harmonic bass. So we're going to start with a piano is a good idea. Gives us a little bit of harmonic structure. And the best way to find out what these loops sound like is by clicking on them and listening to them. And there's all kinds of things here. So this sounds quite good. I think we'll go with this. It's a bit of a R&B sort of vibe. So we can start with that. And most of these you can hear are kind of harmonically, they work harmonically. They might not be in the same key. Let's see. Although this, yeah, that sounds like it is in the same key, which is good. But they sort of work harmonically. There's a few loops here in the relative majors and whatnot, but that sounds quite, could be an interesting one. So let's just put a few of them together. It'll beat match it up here to your tempo. So whichever loop you use first, all the other loops will fall in line tempo wise. Let's put the metronome on there. That's a good basis for our track. And so next, some drums. Try and get some kind of beat. We've got an R&B thing. Sounds a bit R&B, that, doesn't it? So we can go up to genre and we can click on, have they got R&B here? They have, hip hop R&B. So we've got, automatically that probably sounds quite good. So let's try that one here. So we can have a little piano intro. And then, so what we could do here, which is quite standard in a lot of R&B tracks, is that we can leave that out there and then come back in. We do Control C, Control V, and so there's a little bit of starts again, and then we could have something in that gap there, couldn't we? We could put a rising synth effect in there. So okay, so what we need to do, we need to probably do that. So yeah, so we've got this. Just a little effect that goes in. So we want next the bass line. So we click on bass, and then you can have a look at genre, hip hop. Let's take this out. So we can have a different section. Control C, Control V. So we've got. Different section. I'm just shortening that bit so the start of the next phrase doesn't come in. So let's play from here. So that's actually on that track, which is, we want that here so we can change it and not have to. We can have as many tracks as we like, so there's no point putting the same loop on the same track. so let's shorten this now, and then we can take both the first and the second. So we're going to Control C, Control V. I'm going to make sure that this track is selected so that it does paste it on the correct spot. There you go. We've got there 4 bars of this bass break. And it'll come back with the piano now. And then we could maybe add synth. So let's have a look at synths. Hip hop synths. Now that sounds like it's in the right key, doesn't it? Add that there. Just a few bars of it as a bit of textural. A little bit more maybe. And then we've got our beat here, so we can Control C, Control V. So yeah, let's make that. Actually, that isn't. Let's just do that. Okay, so we've got 4 bars, 8 bars, and we can again increase our synth, and then our bass here we can Control C. Again, make sure that this is selected so that when you do paste it, it goes correctly, and then we can just, so we've got this. And this rising synth effect will be quite nice again. We can bring it back here so it comes in again when the beat comes in and the bass comes in. So that's a little bit. I want it to come in when the bass comes in so we can move it. And then we could finish where we started with the Reign Supreme piano. So we'll Control C and then Control V. So let's Control C and Control V. We want to end on the chord 1 that we started. We can play from here. As you can just hear that little tag on the end, so we just need to bring that back. Started with this. Added the groove and the random synth into the next beat. Now we cut the piano. Now the bass drop comes in. The bass drops out and it's just piano. Now here comes the synth effect. And that rising synth again, now with the bass. And the beat. We could add some sound effects here. Maybe a stream would be quite nice. So let's just add a stream in there. So let's see how that sounds. So we could have the sound effect of the water, and then when the drums come in, comes in straight away. So it's a nice little thing you can have there, and then you could again have it where the breakdown is. So we'll select that, Control C and Control V. So it's again. If you wanted to add a sort of boom drop there, we could do that at the end. It's often good to put all the effects on one channel. So we put the boom on the end. The students can play around with this and come up with some creative projects, and it's quite an easy, simple process. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.